Just conducting an assessment on an excavator. This is a practical assessment with a young lady called Jessica Greedy. She's doing her final test for the license of the excavator. She's just having a bit of trouble here opening the required inspections panels. Jessica is looking at all the hydraulics for any leaks or any malfunctions or breaks or cracks, etc. Looking at the fluid level in the hydraulic tank as well. Once that's completed, then the cowling or the safety cover can be closed up. All the engine, oil, water, fan belts, all that area has been checked as well, and now closing up the rear of the machine. Continue on with the pre-operational check, looking at the tracks now, checking to see if there are no brakes, checking the idlers, the front idler, the carrier rollers and the rear sprocket. Continuing on now, looking at the boom, the dipper arm, checking that there are no leaks in the hydraulic hoses, make sure there's no loose connections, checking down the dipper arm, checking out the bucket to make sure that it's in good working order, make sure the teeth are not missing, checking the hydraulic hoses, the safety pin, ensuring that the safety pin is in and the quick release is not going to let it go. Now moving down to the excavation area, the machine will be taken down and set up for trenching. Jessica has now commenced the trenching process. She is required to dig a straight trench to approximately 600 mils. We now have a fellow on the skid steer loader. They've built a ramp up on top here. Continuing to dig her trench. The trench will be approximately 600 mils deep and will be benched on both sides just to ensure that she can complete the task. Once this task is completed, she will be assessed on whether it is good enough to complete her practical test on the machine. The trenching component has been completed and Jessica is now filling the trench back in. Once the trench has been dozed back in again, it will be track rolled to settle it down for compaction. Continuing on with training, Anthony Smith is this fit gentleman, and Anthony is being trained in the art of working on top of a stockpile and bringing the soil up onto the stockpile. There's further training on one of the other excavators, learning how to bring the machine up onto the stockpile. This section here is showing the trenching and benching. It's important that these guys get a level trench and also bench it to specifications. They've been given specifications to dig to. They've been shown how to position the machine to dig a trench and to put a bench on it. Continuing on with training on the case excavator again, and this gentleman is learning how to batter a trench that has been previously dug. They spend some time on this procedure. They are required to dig a trench with a trenching bucket, and then they swap over to the batter bucket. A whole bunch of machines here working around on our site. Witches hats are placed around the site to maintain separation between the machines. Skid steers have been required to remove soil from one area and take it to a stockpile area. Both excavators working here together. One is trenching and benching, the other one is getting himself up onto a stockpile to continue further on the procedure of pulling up the stockpile and having level batters around the pile